Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Polygon's price chart, and what we talked about in the previous video basically played out. If you remember, the last time that we talked about Polygon, we were right in here, and the idea was that there's like a very high chance whatever move on the upside that we are going to have, odds are it's just going to be a correctional structure into wave 4, meaning what? After it's over, we are probably going to have at least one more move down into this wave 5, which in it we are very much likely to take the lowest low down here for the first target, about 21.7 cents. And as you can see, finally we got our move down. Now, what is going on in terms of Elliott waves? And I guess the main question is this: can we right now be quite optimistic in Polygon, and should we be bullish and call, for example, this point our final low with a lot of certainty? Now, before we get into all that, let me tell you that in my view, there is actually like a very good chance this is a wave 1 correction for 2, another move down into wave 3 correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. So officially, I'm going to call this point the end of this wave 5. But whether this is going to be our final low or not, you know what, that can be up for debate. However, here is what I have to say. If we start getting some optimistic signs in the short term, at that point, I'm not actually going to be against a scenario suggesting the bottom is set. Why? Because now I think we are having all the right subwaves from the highest high to about the lows for a 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5 wave down into wave 5 right in here, meaning I'm not really going to be mad if this is going to be our final low, and from here we start the next major phase of the bull run. And by the way, in case that you are a new viewer, I forgot to tell you this. In my view, in Polygon, we are having from this high and not the highest one right in here, an A, B, C, potentially and hopefully in form of a running flat structure. And inside of our C leg, we have to have a 5 wave down. So again, that's why I was considering having an impulse down. And I think you do have a rather valid argument for saying this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, is it going to play out like this or not? That can be up for debate. And that's why I think we just need to take every single thing step by step. You see, if you want to be bullish on any chart and you want to say, you know what, maybe we have hit our final bottom, then okay, you have to be able to find off of the lowest low in that chart a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. This specific structure is called an impulse. Rules for it are: we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, you know it, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different possibilities. Honestly, doesn't really matter. Let's say, yeah, okay, sure, ABC into wave 4 and like a WXY into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening off of the lowest. Okay, so it seems like that we want to have a rather strong bounce in here. However, I'm telling you right now, just be patient and watch the current price very closely and see, are you able to find a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up in order to, I'm gonna say, get back to above these highs around, let's say, 24.5 cents area. Why? Because at that point, you are allowed to consider this point being your final low. However, right in here, even is not going to be a long opportunity for you. You see, after a 5 wave up, if we are truly bullish, we are going to have a pullback. And if in this phase you identify the right sub waves, okay, around the lows can be a beautiful long opportunity for you. So as you can see, I believe we do have quite a long way away to call this point our final low with a good degree of certainty. But I would say this: probably in Polygon from this point moving forward, downsides are going to be quite limited. And having said that, in case that we want to have something like this, maybe an ABC and then another move down, or maybe some more consolidation pattern, this is actually my preferred scenario, and then another move on the downside. Okay, do not really panic, because odds are at that point this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into a larger degree wave 3, excuse me, there we go, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. So you see, there is still a chance that in Polygon we might be headed lower, but I'm really hoping that we are not actually going to see that much of a strong move on the downside. Why? Because In terms of classic technical analysis, meaning supports and resistances, at the moment, we are around a very important support area right in here, which is from daily and also weekly time frame at the same time between 21 to about 22.5 cents. And I'm really hoping that this is going to hold. And here's the key, pay attention. You see, in daily time frame only, we also do have a decent support right around the 20 cents area. So how about stretching this one a bit more and basically call this whole region a very important area of support? And as long as we are not getting a break of this thing, I think it makes perfect sense to count on a rather strong bounce back in order to hopefully start the next major phase of the bull run. And I promise you, our move up is going to get accelerated quite a bit the moment that we get a breakout of this very important resistance area between 29.5 to about 33.5 cents. Since above it, we really do not have that much of strong resistances. But for now, let's not talk about those regions. Let's focus on the current price action and argue maybe we are going to have some more moves on the downside. And if not, and if the bottom is in, you have to see first a very strong move up, a 1 2 3 4 5, in order for you to sort of kind of flip bullish. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Polygon. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.